你知道现在16、17岁的小女生有多疯狂吗？个别的啊，简直是颠覆人的三观。就在刚刚，两个小女生到我店里卖黄金啊，一看岁数不大，我问她多少岁，她说刚满17。我直接跟她说未成年的东西不收。她说那你帮忙跟验一下真假。拿到手里一看啊，3个9，一眼假的首饰。重点来了，旁边跟她一起来的那个女生跟她说啊，我就说吧，那个谁谁谁不靠谱，你非要去跟他睡。现在他妈的送你个首饰，还送个假的。我当时心里就在想，你们的爹妈对你们不管不问吗？还是真的不知道你们在外边干啥？真的是气炸了啊！如果你是我的闺女，我直接挪死你。我现在忽然觉得啊，那个小孩的学习成绩没有那么重要了，只要他的三观正啊，心理健康、身体健康就足够了。所以说，家里有小孩的一定要管好自己的小孩，特别是家里有闺女的啊，千万要管好。
你们不要再送这种假黄金手镯给你们的女朋友了。这个是刚刚一个小姐姐刚送到店里面来的一个假手镯。每当我收到这种假手镯的时候了嘛，我真的很头疼，很无奈呀。就是跟他讲吧，我又怕他们两口子回去吵架；可不跟他讲呢，我心头又难过又不舒服。所以你们觉得我到底该不该讲呀？
有个男的送女朋友奢侈品，他是这样安排的。
Sigh, this really shattered my entire worldview. Can you believe it? There are actually men who give luxury gifts to their girlfriends like this. First, he goes to the official counter and buys a real luxury brand item. Then, in a very thoughtful move, he takes pictures of the receipt and the actual product and sends them to his girlfriend. It all looks like a carefully prepared, high-value gift. The girlfriend sees those pictures and of course feels pleasantly surprised and touched, thinking this guy is really willing to spend money on her. But who would have thought? The real twist was just beginning. This man actually went through another channel and bought a fake one that looked exactly the same. Then he hid the real one and handed over the fake luxury item as the gift. The girl received it without any suspicion at all. The appearance looked flawless, and the images matched the receipt, so naturally she believed it was genuine. And just like that, the guy continued sending all kinds of so-called luxury gifts to his girlfriend using this method. On the surface, he appeared to be generous, thoughtful, and loving, but behind the scenes, it was all a carefully planned, high-level scam. Then one day, the guy suddenly broke up with her, saying he no longer loved her. And even more outrageous, he demanded that all the luxury gifts he had given her be returned exactly as they were. The girl, though unwilling, thought about it and accepted it. I must have been blind back then. Fine, I'll give everything back. Consider it a lesson learned. But that wasn't even the end of it. After the girl returned all the gifts, the man suddenly claimed, "These things you gave back are all fake." The girl was completely stunned when she heard this and immediately said, "These are exactly what I received. I was so touched when you gave them to me. How could I possibly know they were fake?" But the man pulled out evidence. The screenshots of the official store receipts and product photos he had sent earlier. He firmly insisted that what he had given her were all authentic, and accused the girl of secretly switching them. Now tell me, if this were brought to court, who would be more believable? The girl had no proof to defend herself. No matter how many times she said, "What I received was already fake," who would believe her? In the end, the man actually sued her. Tell me, is that unfair or what? She was just in a relationship, and what did she get in the end? Not only a bunch of fake luxury items, but also a lawsuit for swapping goods. Dozens, maybe even hundreds, of luxury gifts all turned out to be part of a carefully crafted trap. Many girls who hear this story ask the same thing. If my boyfriend gives me gifts in the future, should I accept them or not? Actually, there's a simple way to protect yourself. Let me teach you a trick. When you receive your first expensive gift, especially one of those signature luxury bags, watches, or jewelry, don't rush to thank him. Just calmly say, this style isn't quite my taste. Can we go to the store together and exchange it for a different one? If he's hiding something, he'll probably hesitate or make up all sorts of excuses to avoid going with you. That's your red flag right there. Chances are, what he gave you is fake to begin with. And lastly, let me say something from the bottom of my heart. Before you're truly married, don't let a man buy you overly expensive gifts too easily, and don't spend too much of his money either. Otherwise, you might just invite a whole lot of unnecessary trouble.
送礼就是感情的检测剂，我是这么认为的。
I've always believed that giving gifts is actually a kind of litmus test for a relationship. But now the whole internet is telling men, don't give gifts, don't be a simp, and definitely don't turn yourself into a walking ATM. Their logic is, women should be attracted to you, not to your money. They always say, if a woman is only with you because you gave her a few gifts, then chances are, she doesn't really love you. But I happen to disagree with this view. Especially on certain special occasions, like birthdays, Valentine's Day, anniversaries, if a man doesn't give me anything at all, not even a small, thoughtful gift, and just sends a happy holiday message, then most likely, he's not taking this relationship seriously at all. If he doesn't spend time or money on it, then it means he doesn't truly value the relationship. What matters most in a relationship is investment. And that investment doesn't have to be expensive, but it must exist. Even if it's just a small gift that costs very little, as long as it's been thoughtfully chosen, it shows that he cares. Someone who truly means it will never stop at just saying a few nice words. So I want to say this to all the guys out there, if you give your girlfriend a gift, and she looks down on it, even calls it cheap, then maybe it's time you seriously ask yourself, have you truly valued this relationship with her?
今天就从一个渣女的角度告诉大家，我们女生其实在
Today, I want to speak from the perspective of a gold digger and reveal a layer of truth about relationships. A lot of women say one thing out loud, but behind the scenes, they use a completely different standard when it comes to love. Many men would never even imagine this. What we girls often say is that we hate freeloading men and are afraid of guys who are unwilling to spend money on us. But the truth is, deep down, the ones we look down on the most are the men who spend money on us without reservation. The more you spend on me, the more I look down on you. I'll think you're just one step away from being a total simp. And once your money is nearly gone and your value has been squeezed dry, we'll kick you away without hesitation. The ones we truly can't let go of are never the ones who buy us the most gifts, but the ones who make us spend money on them instead. Because the more you give to us, the less we think you're worth. On the contrary, the man who never spends a penny on me, even the one who makes me spend money on him, is the one I'll chase, fight for, and take the initiative with. I've seen this kind of walking ATM guy in real life. He spends most of his paycheck on the girl he likes, buying her the latest phones, luxury handbags, fancy dinners, also she doesn't feel even the slightest discomfort. But the girl? While collecting the gifts, she privately complains about how tacky his clothes are, how boring his conversations are, she feels zero attraction. Later, she meets some cool guy in a band. He just gives her an old guitar and occasionally treats her to a milk tea, and yet she starts paying for his clothes and even covers his rent. Why? Because that guy has style, emotional tension, and social value. He has other women around him, which makes her feel a sense of challenge and accomplishment. Compared to that, no matter how caring or generous you are, you're just a joke in her girlfriend's group chat, a trophy she uses to brag about how much I can make a guy spend on me. You think spending money can buy real love? You're too naive. The more money you throw at her, the more she sees you as a simp. And once your wallet is empty and your use is gone, she'll toss you aside without even blinking. You think you're making a heartfelt sacrifice, but she just thinks you're cheap and easy to control, an obedient ATM who pays on command. So brothers, wake up. I'm not saying you can't spend money in a relationship, but you need to spend it wisely. Spend within reason. Don't overinvest in exchange for a false sense of security. The meals you should pay for, the birthday or holiday gifts, sure, give them. But give what you can actually afford. Don't break your back trying to impress. Especially those girls who, right after getting to know you, start asking for luxury bags or money transfers, don't even hesitate. Just block them. Take the money you plan to spend on her bag and spend it on yourself instead. Hit the gym, build your body, learn how to dress well. Improve your communication style, study how to offer emotional value, how to read between the lines, how to truly connect with people. Make yourself more fun, more interesting, more attractive. A man who's truly charming is never the one who grovels. He's the one who builds value in himself and naturally attracts others. Once you truly level up, you'll realize, you no longer need to chase women. You are the magnet. That same girl who once barely replied to your texts might start reaching out to you. Some women may even be willing to spend money on you, invest their energy in you, and chase after you. Why? Because you're worth it. Because you have the kind of appeal no one wants to miss out on. In the eyes of women, the man who keeps growing and keeps investing in himself, that's the real luxury item. And those who only spin around women, who think they can buy love by spending money, they're just discount products waiting to be thrown away at any moment.
Have you ever wondered why some men give fake gifts to women? In fact, many girls have received fake branded bags, fake necklaces, or even fake diamond rings while dating. Some girls treasure the gift for years, reluctant to wear it, only to take it out one day and discover that the color had faded and it had oxidized, only then realizing it was fake. So why does this happen? There are actually 4 reasons. First, in his heart, he thinks you don't even deserve the real thing. He believes your level, your status, doesn't match up to genuine products. Just like some scumbags who like to use high-end counterfeits to impress young girls. He thinks a replica is more than enough for you. After all, it looks about the same, the quality is passable, and it only costs a few thousand yuan. Why not? The second reason is that he thinks the value you bring him isn't worth repaying with the real thing. It's like asking someone for a favor. If they help you with something that costs 5,000 yuan, would you give them a 50,000 yuan watch to say thank you? Of course not. You'd feel that's a waste. The matter wasn't that valuable. If it was done for 5,000 yuan, a 5,000 yuan return gift is enough. The third reason is even more direct. He simply wants something for nothing. Even if you're worth the real deal, he deliberately gives you a fake one. It's a psychological tactic. He thinks you're not an expert in this area and won't easily notice. Or maybe he's created such a decent, wealthy image that you wouldn't even suspect him. The final reason is actually a kind of self-protection mindset that many guys have nowadays. They're afraid of encountering gold diggers. There are too many stories on social media about simp guys, guys being played and being tricked into buying luxury bags or gold jewelry. Some men are becoming cautious. They might even be testing you. Are you into the person or the gift? If he buys you gold jewelry but still can't win your heart, then at least his loss is minimized. So, what do you think of this defensive gifting approach from men? Is it smart or is it disrespectful to women? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. I really look forward to hearing your voice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.